A lot to talk about. We're going to cover the latest on our search for a winger and a striker. We've been linked to Sterling, or we've been offered Raheem Sterling. We'll be talking about that. We've also been offered Kingsley Coman. We'll be talking about that. Who do you guys prefer between those two, Sterling and Coman, to come and back up Bukayo Saka? Who would you prefer? And Toney as well is back on in the news. So let's start first with Raheem Sterling. By the way, I have a little bit of a cold, but let's get through it in case my voice is not clear enough. Let's start with Raheem Sterling. So this has just been reported a couple of hours ago. Miguel Delaney says Arsenal have been offered both Coman and Sterling and are weighing up a deal but are willing to keep options open for Friday. Arteta likes Sterling, but he would need to settle contract issues with Chelsea and take a wage cut. So let's start with Raheem Sterling. Now, this is a difficult one. First of all, would you guys want Sterling at Arsenal? Yes or no? Do you think it's finished? Do you think it would be a bad idea to get Raheem Sterling, even with the wage cut? What do you think of Raheem Sterling as a player? Now, Raheem Sterling from Man City was absolutely incredible. Like him and Sané, that combination when he was playing with David Silva and Aguero, Raheem Sterling was absolutely incredible. Now, since signing for Chelsea, he's not been it at all. Like Jesus has done for Arsenal way more than what Sterling has done for Chelsea. They were signed in the same transfer window. It hasn't worked out for him at Chelsea, and he's basically been banished. The coach has said, no, he's not going to play for me. You need to go, otherwise you're not going to play a single game. So he needs to leave. Now, we've had Man United have been linked to him. We've had, which is that team? There's another team that's been linked to me, I think Aston Villa. And now Arsenal, they've offered Sterling to Arsenal. Now, would you guys want Sterling at Arsenal? It depends. The age, how old? I don't think Sterling is that old. I don't think he's even 30 yet. So he's still like heading close to that though. His wages at Chelsea are pretty high. So if he was going to take a wage cut, I might consider it. But for me, I really, really want a forward player. Now, Sterling, he was, during his best years at Man City, he was playing on the right side. So he can come in and back up Saka. He can also play on the left side. Yes, but would he be the answer for us? So, like, would you be happy if Sterling came to Arsenal, you didn't sign any other winger, and Sterling was the guy who got to back up Saka and to back up Martinelli and Trossard on the left side? It's a really tough one. So I'll be giving you guys my thoughts of Sterling, but let's go to Kingsley Coman as well, because this is another guy we've been offered. He's going to be one of them probably for our wingers. So according to Sami Mokbel, Arsenal have explored a soup for Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman ahead of Friday's transfer deadline. So remember yesterday's video, I told you guys Sky Sports Seth reported that there's an English team that wants Kingsley Coman, and I told you guys I'm pretty sure it's Arsenal, because it's Arsenal who's been linked to him before. I can't see him going to the other teams, maybe a Man City or someone, but all the other teams, I think they're sorted in those positions and they wouldn't really go for him. So Sami Mokbel reported that today. And from Alex Crook, Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman has been offered to Arsenal. TalkSport understands. Bayern are keen to get Coman off their wage bill, and Arsenal would consider bringing in another player before the transfer deadline on Friday. Now, it's a case of comparing the two. Who would be better for Arsenal? Now, first, as a deal by itself, money-wise, which one would be better? Now, Kingsley Coman would be probably a loan deal with an option to buy later on. Sterling, again, as we've said here, Sterling is a complicated situation. Contract issues with Chelsea. Are they going to cancel his contract? Is he going to end up joining us on a free? Are we going to buy him cheaper or whatever? Those ones we don't know. We don't know the exact money you're going to pay for the two. Is it going to be a loan deal? But let's say if you're to get any of the two in a straight loan deal, who would you prefer? In that situation, I would probably get Coman. But some of you probably get Sterling. Absolutely no problem. Premier League experience, Sterling definitely ticks the box there. Sterling has been in the Premier League like since 2012 or something. Coman has never played in the Premier League before. Winning mentality and having won things before, both of them have won things before. Actually, Coman had a very good record of winning things. He's won at PSG, at Juventus, at Bayern Munich. He had a spell of like 10 seasons winning every single league title. So he's done it to the top level. He's also played for France and he's won things there as well. So in terms of that, they're very good. In terms of playing both wings, I think both of them can do it well. But where Sterling probably beats Coman is in terms of injuries. Coman has been a very, very injury prone the last 2 years. If I can just read for you, I don't have the graphic, but next time we talk about Coman, I'll have the graphic for you guys. Last season, 23-24, Coman picked up 5 different injuries last season, Kingsley Coman, and that resulted in him missing 8, 9, 18, 21 games. Kingsley Coman missed 21 games last season due to 5 different injuries. So that was abductor injury, muscular problems twice, knee ligament injury, and torn muscle fiber. So 5 different injuries that kept him out of 21 games. So that is a major concern. The season before, he had a couple of other injuries that made him miss 8 games, a torn muscle fiber and a knock. The previous season, 21-22, he also had another like 8 different injuries. That is absolutely crazy. 8 different injuries in a season, that is crazy. Now, Kingsley Coman, if you bring him to Arsenal, he would definitely miss games. Like, his injury record is terrible. That is where Sterling beats him, and that is where you have to consider Sterling ahead of Coman. In terms of player by player, if both of them are fit, definitely I'd go for Coman 100%. But in terms of injuries, you don't want to bring in Coman and then you have a place where you have a part of the season where you're about to, the Champions League draw has just been done. We are going to face the likes of Inter Milan and PSG. You don't want a situation where you're about to face Man City and Inter Milan and Jesus is injured and Coman, the backup to Saka, is also injured and Saka is tired, and you don't want to get yourself into those kind of positions. So this is a very tricky one. For Coman, let me give you my thoughts on both. For Coman, I'd be happy to take him on loan, not to buy him because of those injuries. Quality-wise, he's very good, but because of the injuries, I'd only really take him on loan and see how he does. For Sterling, I wouldn't really go out there and pay like 30 million for him or something. I would only get him for, if it's for free, if they cancel his contract and he ends up joining us for free, I would gamble on it, just as long as we have a backup for Saka, because we don't want to go into the season without any backup for Saka. Now, Nelson could end up staying. If you have those options as your winger option, Saka, Nelson, Sterling or Coman, and then you also have Martinelli and Trossard, I think that is good enough, because you're only really looking for a backup for Saka. On the left side, you already have Trossard and Martinelli. That's not really a position you're really trying to sort out. We're only really looking for a backup for Saka. So Sterling or Coman, who would you guys get between the two? Injury-wise, Coman is not the best at all. He's been picking up a lot of injuries. Premier League experience, Sterling beats him at that too. But in terms of quality, you can argue that Coman would be better for us, maybe. So let me know who you guys would get. Now, another winger who's been linked to Arsenal, obviously, is Nico Williams, and this is the latest on him. We just from Sky Sports as well. Nico Williams is top of Mikel Arteta's list of players, but finances involved make it difficult. So we are still looking at him, but the finances are difficult now. I remember back in 2020, we went on the final day and we activated Thomas Partey's release clause and we ended up getting him. Could we do the same for Nico Williams, just a surprise on the final day and to boost Arsenal fans' confidence? It could happen, but it's going to be very, very difficult because of that money and the fact that he's been given a new number at Bilbao. Does he really want to move to England? Does he want to move away from Spain? That is a problem. So those are the 3 wingers we're looking at. There's also been rumors about Adingra. And we were told by Fabrizio 3 days ago that Arsenal are probably going to sign a winger before the transfer ends. So is it going to be Sterling? Is it going to be Coman? Is it going to be Nico Williams? Between Sterling and Coman, I've put a poll on YouTube. Make sure to check it out in the community tab and vote who would you guys prefer between Coman and Sterling, and then Nico Williams, or would you just forget about those 2 and go all in for Nico Williams? Now, it's such a difficult situation. I'm really hoping you get a forward player, because not even just in terms of quality, number-wise, you don't have enough players. You cannot go into a season with those fixtures that we've looked at, Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and just depend on Havertz every single game. Even if he's scoring 3 goals per game, he's going to get tired. Saka is going to get tired. Trossard is going to get tired. He needs someone different. He needs something different in the team. And you need to get a forward player for sure. I think we're going to get a forward player, but who? Absolutely no idea. Speaking of forward players, striker. What's the latest on that? Ivan Toney, what's the latest on him? According to Foot Insider, Arsenal are planning a shock late move to Brentford for Brentford striker Ivan Toney. Sources have told Football Insider. Sources say Arsenal are now raiding a bid, with the move facilitated by the sale of Edin Keita to Crystal Palace. So we are back in for Ivan Toney. Listen, would you guys be satisfied with Ivan Toney? Like, we've been linked to Osimhen, we've been linked to Gyökeres. Would you be satisfied with Ivan Toney being the one that you go for as a striker? Do you think he takes us to the next level? For me, as I've always said, I want us to get a striker, but I've never really used the word need, because I feel like Arsenal can still score goals. But I always wanted us to get a striker just to compete with Man City and Real Madrid. So that is why I'm also desperate to get a forward player, something different to compete with Real Madrid and Man City. And I've always said, it has to be someone who's going to take us to the next level. If you're not going to sign someone who's going to take us to the next level, I'd rather have Havertz and Jesus there. So is Toney the guy to take us to the next level? Is Havertz a better finisher than Havertz? Is he going to bring more to the team than Havertz? Is he going to bring more to the team than Gabriel Jesus? Would he score more goals? Now, he had a season where he scored 20 plus goals in the Premier League. Last season, he wasn't really playing because of the ban. But that season, he also scored like 7 or 8 penalties. So if you're looking for open play goals, he only scored like 13 open play goals or something. So do you guys think Ivan Toney is the answer in terms of our forward line? Or do you think if it's Ivan Toney, you rather focus on the wingers and get a wingers, and then you hope that Havertz and Jesus and maybe a Trossard playing up front can help us deliver? What would you guys do? Would you bring an Ivan Toney, or do you think this is an underwhelming buy? Do you think Ivan Toney is good enough, or do you think it's an underwhelming buy? Now, you definitely bring something to the team. Like, the Premier League experience, he can score goals for sure. He can score a lot of different kind of goals. I've seen him scoring from outside the box, free kicks, penalties. He can head the ball for sure. If you're putting in those crosses with Toney and Havertz there, that would be incredible. I mean, he scored against us a couple of times before, those tap-ins and stuff, those kind of finishes. But would he take us to the next level? Obviously, he's a player that we've been linked to for more than a year now. He was actually the first striker that we are linked to alongside Isaac and those kind of players, but we forgot about that one. And then we went for other strikers. And then on top of that, how much money would Ivan Toney cost us? Would he cost us, 50 million, 60 million, 40 million? And do you think it's worth that? So another one to keep an eye on between now and deadline day. Let's see if it could happen. Goalkeeper wise as well, we're definitely going to sign a goalkeeper now that Ramsdale has left. What's the latest on that? Fabrizio reported that Arsenal have submitted a 20 million euro package bid for Juan Garcia as new goalkeeper to replace Ramsdale. Agents Lopez and Barra bring the proposal to Espanyol worth 20 million euros and add-ons included. Espanyol are asking for 30 million euro clause. So that is crazy. This is our second choice goalkeeper. Is it worth it spending another 24 million pounds on a backup goalkeeper? And we are also looking to sign a third choice goalkeeper as well from Wigan. So is it worth it spending that kind of money on him? He's already agreed personal terms with Arsenal. I don't know if they're really going to ask for that 30 million, or they're going to allow us to, pay at least maybe 15 or 16 million for him. Around that, I don't have a problem paying 15, 16 million for a backup goalkeeper. You do need a good backup goalkeeper in case Raya is not there. But when you're starting to head to the 30 million, 40 million for a backup goalkeeper, that is quite a lot. So that is quite much. But we're expecting a lot of goalkeeper movements as well tomorrow. Today and tomorrow, Ramsdale is going to be announced by Southampton, and we're probably going to sign 2 goalkeepers. So be ready for that. 2 goalkeepers are incoming. Fabio Villa has completed his move to FC Porto. All the best to him. Hopefully does well there. Fabio Villa has joined Portuguese side FC Porto on a season-long loan. Villa will wear the number 10 at Porto. We'll be rooting for you for sure. So all the best to Fabio Villa over at FC Porto. Didn't work out for him the last couple of seasons at Arsenal, but hopefully he goes there and he regains in confidence, and he regains his confidence, and he comes back a confident player, pretty much a different player, the same player that we had bought from FC Porto, because we bought him for like 42 million. That is even more than what we bought Odegaard for, but it didn't really work out for him. So another big one. But considering we've lost Vieira, we've lost Nketiah, we've lost Smith Rowe, and you could easily lose Nelson as well, I think we're definitely going to get a forward player, maybe even 2. What I'm thinking, 4 players on deadline day, it's crazy. That would be too much. So I was thinking, are we going to get 2 goalkeepers, a second goalkeeper and a third goalkeeper, and maybe sign a striker and then maybe a Sterling or Coman on loan or something? Could that happen? Listen, if you got a striker and then you got either Sterling or Coman as a backup for Saka, I'd be like, okay, we didn't get Gyökeres or Osimhen, yes, but that is still good. At least we got Merino is a good buy, Calafiori is a good buy. We completed Raya signing. We got in the backup goalkeeper. We've made good sales in terms of selling Nketiah for that money, Smith Rowe for that money, and we've been able to keep the likes of Kivio and Partey. And then we're also going to sell this particular player and keep this one. I think I would give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. But that is if we got both a striker and a winger. If you get a winger, you still don't have a striker and you're only depending on Havertz. And if you get a forward player, you still don't have a backup for Saka. And the backups that you're talking about in terms of backing up Saka, Vieira is now gone and Jesus is injured. So you don't really have a backup for Saka. So that is a problem. The games that are coming up are too many. We have to sort that out very soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next. There's a lot of videos coming up tomorrow especially, and then maybe one more today depending on what happens. But every single news that comes up, tomorrow will be a busy